This film is about a boy who loses his mom, and he has a broken heart, so he is trying to figure out how to fix his heart. And come up, Brooke. Now you see her. We are shooting everything that happens in the forest, which is literally like 70% of our film. So today is definitely a hustle. Cut. Great.
It's okay. I'll wait till right as we're about to roll. Right as we're about to roll, then I'll do it. Can you take the sandbag off?
Hey, we're ready to roll, Nathan.
I'm ready to go.
All right, and action.
So The Forest of Light is a short film that HMD is producing for Nathan Garduno, who is one of the HMD filmmakers. It's a very beautiful story of a young kid learning to deal with the death of his mother. What's been so fun is that it was originally a completely different project, and because of certain limitations, it basically forced him to push his project out of some known territory into the unknown territory. And that's when things got really interesting, and I think that's when it got really special.
This really cool thing about her, and you're like, I want to be her friend.
Right, okay.
And this is kind of where your mother instincts come in. How do you nurture someone? I want to see that kind of come from you.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I struggle on a project when I just spend a lot of time with it on my own. Like there's different parts in kind of the process of filmmaking that's very lonely. Filmmaking is definitely a collaboration and it's a group effort, but there's definitely moments where you kind of just question what you're making and is it relevant? Is it important? Why do I want to tell this story? I got my inspiration from Japanese filmmaker Hayao Miyazaki, and I kind of built my world within his world a little bit in terms of the magical surrealism. And I kind of just took a lot of themes that he uses in his film because I thought it was kind of interesting dealing with his themes, specifically like minimal dialogue and letting these characters kind of just explore themselves in terms of action, as well as dealing with a world that's very real in terms of the ending might not be what the audience wants, and it reflects more of a realistic world in a very magical, surreal way.
Cut. Fantastic.
For me,
Just a beautiful
Gorgeous.
silhouette of a man in a tent.
The cast was super important, and I got really lucky. Like, I don't think that I focused on cast as much as I should have, to be honest. And so when writing this script, I actually specifically wrote it in the voice of Brooke and her character and kind of what she looks like. So I kind of built it around her, her character.
Brooke, if you can turn your face to the right.
Give me way more flicker.
I played Max. She's basically taking interest in this child who's lost his mother. I loved working on this production. It was an intriguing concept, and it's a character that I've never played before, and the premise of the entire movie is so fascinating.
By the way, these crispy M&Ms are so good. We love you, M&M brand.
The kid casting was super important, and I really took my faith in a friend of mine, and she was like, trust me, use this kid, he's amazing. I met with him, didn't do any auditions, literally just met for coffee, and Steven, the kid that we casted, ended up being perfect. We literally did not cast anyone else. I think the cast did amazing on their own, and Steven and Brooke really made the characters more than how I wrote them on the script.
Scene 8/A, take 1.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Cut. Great. Let's do it again. This time.
The really fun part was watching him work with Scott Jeske, because our two amazing HMD cinematographers were finally like working together in full creative partnership.
So is this too tight then?
On the tune?
Yeah, maybe. And I'd prefer not that kind of movement, Scott.
Okay.
It's too clean for me for this first scene. Like dirty.
Scott and Nathan, they get along so well and they've worked together so much that it was fun to finally see them equal and see the ideas that were generated out of that. But when you put two really talented, really good people together, the ideas that are generated are gonna be amazing. Forest of Light is a perfect example of that. It's one of the best looking films HMD has ever made, if not the best looking film HMD has ever made. It is one of the best projects we've ever done, ever. And everyone on it had a great time.
Cut, golden.
You're good. Yay. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Sparkles from their side.
Bye. See you guys later.
We are in Ivy Hill Cemetery in Alexandria, Virginia. It's gonna be a lot of fun tonight.
This looks like Lord of the Rings.
Give it to us, precious. Garduno! Where is it, precious?
Oh my god.
Action.
Cut. Playback. I think we're good.
I think there was a lot of moments on set where we had one take and that's all we needed. And that's like the best feeling, is when you get that one take and you're like, there's literally nothing else that I can push these actors to. They did everything I wanted them to without me even having to ask. And that's something that Brooke and Steven surprised me literally over and over and over again. We never had more than 3 takes, ever.
Steven was incredible. I've never worked with a kid that receptive at that young of an age, and he gave so much to his performance that I could work with and work off of, and it was brilliant.
The medium shot of him looking around, we added.
By medium, you mean the wide down the hill one, looking up the hill?
No, we're looking at him and he's
Yes,
looking around.
this one.
The last shot we shot.
Yeah,
17C. So you're gonna feel her face, you're gonna keep feeling it, you're gonna close your eyes just so you don't focus on what's in front of you, but you're focusing on like what's in your hands, which is your mom. So you're feeling her face, and then you close your eyes and you open them and she's gone. It's not that feeling like last night where you're confused. You understand what just happened.
Right.
You totally get it at this point. You're not completely happy about it.
Right, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So you're
It's
looking
definitely
around.
about celebrating their lives, but I don't think that people should forget about the sad moments either, because that's what creates you as a person, is every moment in your life. It's not just the happy moments, it's also the sad moments.
I've definitely had friends. Everyone's known somebody who has dealt with loss before, and there's always that feeling of wanting to reach out to somebody who's going through pain in that kind of situation. It's troublesome sometimes because you can't always help that person, and with Max's ability, she has to discover how she wants to help Steven's character.
He's got a lot of heart, which is where his enthusiasm comes from. And that's all over the film. From the story to the visuals to the production itself, his heart is all through it. And it is very much a Nathan Garduno film. The film rides that line really well of being mystical and dark, but also happy, also sad. There's a big balancing act there. That's why creative people constantly go back to each other to be inspired. It's you're looking for that good experience, and Forest of Light was a great experience.
Thank you.
We're completely wrapped with the Forest of Light, and we are completely wrapped with Steven, everyone. So give him a hand.
Yeah, good job,
Good job, man.
Great job.
So yeah, thank you, everyone. This has been great. We're good. Go home. Get out of here.
Help back here.
How'd it go, bro? How'd it go, bro?
It was great. It was awesome. I'm really excited to see it put together.
It's just all airplane.
Thanks, Steven.
Yeah, no, thank you is who I should really be thanking you. Thank you, all of you. You guys are the best.